What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be showcasing our brand new pickup, and that is the CZ P07. It's a 3.75 inch hammer fired gun. It's single action, double action, single action. So not your average striker fired, and it comes with a magazine capacity of 15 rounds. So I'll go ahead and show you clear on this firearm. Safe direction, fire. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and kind of talk about sort of why we picked this. I want to say this firearm's discontinued. So the new kit on the block is the CZ P09C. So if you didn't know, the P09 used to be the full-size variant of this gun, and the 7 was the compact. Even though this one's pretty bulky for a compact, you get what I'm saying. Anyways, they recently changed it to both the P09, but have a C or an F, one for compact and one for full size. So if you're looking to still get this gun, like I said, you can find it on the secondary market. They were still in production for a while. I'm not sure if they still are, but you can still find them floating around on the used market, no problem. And we actually picked this up for 350 Skittles, 350 beans. So I thought that was a great price for what you. This MSRP is for like $560, and they float around for like anywhere from $450 to even still $550. So I thought $350 was a pretty solid price for this gun. And you know me. If I see a $300 to $400 bomb-proof, reliable gun, I usually buy it. The last gun we picked up was a 26 for 300 beans. So, I mean, you can't really beat these prices. And that's why I really do like going. It was, of course, I really got to stop going to the pawn shops, man. This was the same pawn shop that I got the 26 from. He just got this one in, because when I went by, we're having a little family day, and it was like downtown, and that was near where the pawn shop is, and so I begged the old lady to let me swing by, and I saw this puppy in there. He basically had everything else that he had when I got the 26, but this was new. And he was able to work with me a little bit on price. Since he just got it, he wasn't able to work with me too much, but he still was able to work down on the price. And so I thought $350 was a solid deal. We did not get the extra mag or the box, and they actually do come with a box, not a cardboard box, a polymer or plastic box case, I guess you could call it. So did miss out on a CZ case, and this is my first CZ, so that would have been kind of cool. And I believe this comes with a safety, because this has the Omega trigger system. I believe it comes with a safety, so you can switch this out for the safety. I wanted to run it with the decocker anyways, so I wasn't too worried about that. Also, it does come with different back straps. Luckily, this one's the small guy, and it fits my hand absolutely perfectly. One thing I will say, go ahead and say, this is one of the most ergonomic pistols, considering the time. This was produced in 2012. So considering the time when this was made, this is so ergonomic. And it's still fat, as you can see. Still fat. Still has that, like, kind of like reminds you of a... It looks like very much so like a 320 and a 226 had a baby. This won't pop your jimmy off when your appendix carrying. So, that's a plus. But this one was actually made in 2016. That's a trick. If you didn't know, this will actually be the year it was made. So I think these were maybe in production up until about 22, maybe. So this one's not... one of the earliest models, but it's not one of the latest models either. And look at that barrel wear. I just want to show that to y'all. Now, obviously, CZ's finishes, I've heard, are bar to none. Like, they're amazing. But look at that barrel finish. If this gun has more than 100 rounds through it, which I don't even think it has more than 50, if I'm being honest. But if it has more than 100 rounds through it, that means this just... whatever finish CZ puts on their guns is absolutely immaculate. So I can't really see much elsewhere. I mean, up here is perfect. It even has like some lube. I don't, definitely not the factory, probably. Now I would say from 2016, it's been dried up. But whoever sold this took good care of it, obviously, because I know the pawn shop didn't put that schlube on there. Guess the dude just didn't have the box. I don't know why he had to get rid of it. Probably got the nocturne, that's what I had to say. But anyways, I did notice a few marks. Like there's a mark on the back of the rear sight. I don't know if you can tell. Also, these are tritium, which I don't know if all the models come with tritium. Oh, God damn it, they're not gonna. Yeah, we're gonna have to let these charge up or some shit. I don't know, but I believe these are the tritium sights, and I believe some of them are just come with the standard, just white dots with no tritium. So that's kind of a nice plus. I wanted to touch more on what the double action, single action, kind of why we got this. I mean, for the price, this being, I've heard nothing but good things about this gun, about it being bomb-proof, reliable. CZ makes fantastic guns. And I've been wanting a P01 for ages. Okay, I've been wanting a P01 for so long. But I've not been able to find one under, like, I think 780 was the lowest I've been offered. And, like, the rest have been above 800. And that's just a lot of money to drop on a non-modern handgun, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like, even the FNX 45 being like 1,000 to 1,200 is what a lot of places want for that. Like, can't fathom some of the prices on these guns. I'd still do want a P01, and so I've been wanting a CZ for a very long time. Whenever I saw this, I thought this would be the perfect way to just dip my feet into the CZ water. Obviously, you know, we love our Hellcats and our Glocks, but I mean, for a 2012 pistol, this, like I mentioned, it is so ergonomic. It is so ergonomic. Oh, I'm getting sidetracked. Going to carry this appendix is really the reason we got this. Now, it has, like I said, 3.75-inch barrel, so not quite the 4-inch. I wouldn't say this is too bulky to carry, but some people might prefer something smaller, of course, for everyday. We're probably going to try and definitely carry it this winter, but double action, single action compared to striker fired. First off, after you cock and lock it, okay, you can decock it, and that'll bring the hammer essentially to sort of a half cock, but it's essentially in the double action position to where it is a very heavy trigger pull, and I mean, yeah, it takes a lot. Not only is it heavy, but it's long. It takes a lot to go off, essentially, to get the trigger to go off. Also, when you reholster, which is arguably when the most accidents do happen, you can ride your finger along this hammer right here and holster it in, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I can't even pull the gun back. The trigger will not actuate with the hammer pushed in. So if this hammer can't come back, so if you've got pressure on it a good bit, that there's no way for it to go off. And then if it is getting snagged, you'll be able to know, because obviously something's getting snagged on your gun. You won't have a discharge. You'll be able to get it out, look in your holster, figure out what's going on, and I don't know. I think this is the safest way to appendix carry. And it sucks that a lot of companies are going away from this. I don't have much experience shooting double single action. One of my first firearms I purchased or handguns I purchased from a shop, I will say, not privately, so just from a shop, was a Canik TP9, the DA. So it was the double single action version of basically all the Canik Metes or whatever. And it was a great gun. I had some misfires out of it. I had some primer strikes, some issues, so I didn't end up keeping it. But I did appreciate, it had a decocker up here, a little button that you'd push. I appreciated the aspect of double action, single action, even though at that time I didn't quite understand it before really taking it to the range, shooting it, and getting to understand that firearm. I didn't quite understand the whole mechanics behind it, and that was probably my biggest issue with it. Also the malfunctions. But so this is kind of like a breath of fresh air. I went completely to striker fireds after that, it seems like, and felt like. And now I have a classic, bomb-proof, reliable CZ that's double action, single action, and arguably not too big to carry. So I carry appendix a lot. I trust my Glocks. I trust my Hellcats. Everything that points at my junk, I trust. But I was feeling my Echelon trigger the other day, and granted, the Echelon, I don't appendix carry the Echelon, even though I totally would. That trigger, I was feeling it. It is an awesome trigger, okay? It is extremely light, and you wouldn't want to carry this thing cocked and locked in single action unless you had the safety. And even then, I would still feel more comfortable with it in double action. That trigger is extremely light, and it got me thinking, like, you know, some of these really light triggers are really good and fun to shoot, but does it it doesn't instill confidence in me when carrying, that everything will be safe, everything will be good. It just doesn't. So I wanted to, I'm still going to carry my Glocks and everything, but I wanted something that might, ease my mind a little bit and really hear what all the fuss is about. I heard that CZs were for hipsters and men that like drinking Starbucks, but I think there's more to these than just that, okay? God, that feels so good in the hand. Like, look at this undercut. Like, you can get such a good, high grip. And with this low bore axis, due to the fact that the slide rails run into the frame, so the slide sits incredibly low. The recoil impulse should be awesome. I haven't found a negative about this gun. I did see somewhere where people said this was, I don't see how they had a high enough grip to where that would dig into you. Granted, I don't have huge fat hands, but I mean, this gun fits me amazingly. Like, it is a little wide grip from front to back, but I've been liking my chunkier pistols, man. I've been liking the fatter pistols ever since picking up the Glock 30, which I still think is, for me and my hands, one of the best pistols, just in general, just period. The Glock 30 will never leave my collection, but being my primary winter carry. I could totally see myself finding a holster for this guy and carrying this winter as well, and kind of just seeing how I feel about the whole double action, single action, hammer fired thing, but also, give CZ a proper chance. CZ has a lot of great competition guns, a lot of great shooters in their lineup. The Shadow, the SP-101, like I said, the P01 You can do a lot of customizations to it. We might trick this guy out. We might actually say fuck it and send this one out and get stippled, because I don't mind this grip texture. Not having any up here, I don't know why companies do that. Canic does it. A lot of other companies do this. It's a very old school thing. But get some texture up there. I like the way they've done this, 2 separate types of texture. FN does it, maybe HK. I know FN does this like 2 separate types of texture. And I think this turned out really well. It's not too aggressive, but I don't feel like my hands are gonna really slip, if that makes any sense. So, magazine release, great spot as well. Out there, I wouldn't say it's an extended, but I mean, look at that. They thought a lot of things through. Look at that beaver tail. No slide bite whatsoever on this puppy. So, I don't know, man. I know this is an older gun. Okay, I know it is, but I think for the price I paid, I think it was a great choice. So, we will see. I mean, that's sort of what we focus on this channel, is we're not necessarily against these brand new firearms coming out and all this and that and the third, but we like to focus on good, reliable firearms for a great price, and that has been Glocks, CZs, Smith & Wessons. I haven't found a really neat Springfield used yet for the right price, but I'm sure we'll also find one as well. But look at your local shops, talk to people, don't be afraid to ask questions. But I won't keep you guys any longer. Let me know what you guys think of CZ. Do you own one? Have you thought about buying one? Would you have picked this up for the price I paid for it as well? Or would you have left it? But like, subscribe. I'll check you on the next one. Take it easy.